And hold it there.
Just get her off me!
Welcome to WatchMojo UK, and today we're counting down our picks for the 20 all-time greatest British comedy flicks.
Always look on the light side of life.
Number 20, Paddington.
Keep your eyes down, there's some sort of bear over there, probably selling something.
Good evening.
No, thank you.
The film that brought beloved character Paddington Bear to a new generation is wholesome fun for all the family. He meets the latest iteration of the welcoming Brown family and moves in with them on Portobello Road, where he eventually comes face to face with villainous taxidermist Millicent Clyde, played by Nicole Kidman.
Good evening, Grant.
Madam Director.
Another delivery from the docks.
Anybody and everybody can enjoy this new take on the Paddington mythos. And the first sequel is just as good, with Hugh Grant appearing as the next villain, marking the beginning of his turn from bumbling romantic lead to formidable character actor. All three of the Paddington films are best in class.
Paddington! What is going on in there? Nothing. I'm just having a spot of bother with the facilities.
Number 19, Bridget Jones's Diary.
Oh, he's just a big knobhead with no knob. Is some people's opinion of Kafka.
Now for Hugh Grant playing a villain of an entirely different flavour. He broke hearts around the world as the wicked Daniel Cleaver in Bridget Jones's Diary.
Now, what are you going to put on?
This.
Oh, don't be silly, Bridget. Never get a boyfriend if you look like you've wandered out of Auschwitz.
The first, and best, of the Bridget Jones quadrilogy, Bridget Jones's Diary is a loose adaptation of Pride and Prejudice. Bridget, played by Renée Zellweger, doing a surprisingly impeccable English accent, is torn between the affections of two men, charming Daniel and aloof Mark Darcy, played by Colin Firth.
And stop talking total nonsense to strangers. In fact, stop talking full stop.
Yes, well, perhaps it's time to eat.
Of course, she goes for Colin Firth in the end, but not after getting into various absurd scrapes. The most memorable is when she rocks up at a classic Tarts and Vickers party dressed as a Playboy bunny, only to be informed there was a last-minute costume change.
Oh, holy Jesus.
Number 18, The Full Monty.
Women only. Cheeky buggers. Is this a bloody working men's club? I mean, look at the state of that. I don't know what you got to smile about. I mean, he's got no willy for starters, has he?
What do you do when you've just lost your blue-collar job, but you need to make some cash? Start stripping, of course.
Since you came along, you sexy thing.
That was the genius answer that struck both the characters in The Full Monty and its screenwriters, making for one of the UK's most enduring comedies. Inspired by the real-life Chippendales, local mill worker Gaz Schofield decides to get together a ragtag group of working-class men to put on a show for Sheffield's women.
I'm sorry. Sorry. I thought I'd give it a go. I got a bit desperate, like you know it is. But I can't even take my kits off properly, can I?
Their gimmick is that they're going to go all the way, stripping down to their birthday suits against a soundtrack of classic tunes. As well as being a phenomenal comedy, its social commentary was way ahead of its time, addressing body positivity years before it was fashionable.
All right, yeah, we may not be young, we may not be pretty, we may not be right good, but we're here, we're live, and for one night only, we're going for the full Monty.
Number 17, Calendar Girls.
I'm not a total dead loss as a woman. I can't knit or make plum jam, but I can bake a bloody Victoria sponge. All right, thank you. Of course, I didn't actually bake this one. I got it from Marks and Spencer's, but, you know. What?
On the flip side of The Full Monty is Calendar Girls, in which a group of middle-aged Women's Institute members decide to raise some money by posing for a nude calendar.
A different girl for every month. A different guys painting, press.
With an all-star cast led by Helen Mirren, Calendar Girls is, in fact, based on a true story of women raising money for leukemia research, only to be thwarted by the old farts in the WI who don't want to have the organisation's name on the finished product.
Lawrence, we're going to need considerably bigger buns.
They won out and, in real life, sold over 200,000 copies of the calendar. With Mirren joined by seasoned comedy actors Julie Walters and Celia Imrie, Calendar Girls was fated to be a success from the beginning. And now there's a musical based on it too.
Come on, Selden, it's your own time you're wasting. I was his junior school teacher.
Number 16. Death at a Funeral.
Who's this?
Pardon me?
That's not my father.
Oh, we've taken the wrong one.
Is this The Funeral from Hell? Quite possibly. Matthew McFadden leads the cast alongside real-life wife Keely Hawes, flanked by Peter Dinklage and a scene-stealing Alan Tudyk. The screenplay by Dean Craig is a tightly wound masterclass in farce, with each storyline building on the last like a perfectly constructed comedic avalanche that just keeps getting bigger and more gloriously chaotic.
I'm a bit nervous.
We're on our way to a funeral, you wanker! Don't you have any respect?
Okay, calm down.
And what really sets Death at a Funeral apart is its ability to balance all of that outrageous humour with genuine heart and emotion, making you laugh until you cry, before making you simply cry. You've hopefully never been to a funeral quite like this.
That's your dad, dressed up as a Roman centurion. So in what capacity were you actually friends with my dad?
Number 15. Wallace and Gromit, The Curse of the Were-Rabbit.
Gotcha, thieving monster.
The first full theatrical feature in the Wallace and Gromit canon came a few years after the runaway success of a different Aardman film we'll be talking about later. A mashup of B-movie monster tropes, Wallace and Gromit are this time running a pest control service trying to get control of a rabbit population explosion.
Ah yes, Lady Tottington here, of Tottington Hall.
Your ladyship, this is an honour. Oh.
Wallace has yet another love interest, this time local toff Lady Tottington, played by Helena Bonham Carter, but his romantic endeavours are thwarted when he accidentally turns himself into a were-rabbit.
Lest you too taste the wrath of the were-rabbit.
It's then up to Gromit to rescue the hapless Wallace, as it always is, and also save the local vegetable growing competition. It was a box office hit, and easily one of the duo's strongest outings. Number 14. Monty Python's The Meaning of Life.
Ah, good afternoon, sir, and how are we today?
Better.
Better?
Better get a bucket, I'm gonna throw up.
The first Monty Python joint on our list is their final feature film, The Meaning of Life. Although it ranks low by Python standards, that still puts it ahead of most other comedy films.
Et maintenant, would monsieur care for an aperitif, or would he prefer to order straight away?
Like And Now for Something Completely Different, it's an assortment of sketches in a feature-length package, except that they're all new sketches, rather than being remakes of the best moments from Flying Circus. The one everybody remembers, though, is the one with Mr. Creosote in the French restaurant.
Just one. Just the one. Yeah.
It's quite possibly one of the most revolting scenes ever committed to film, when Mr. Creosote, who's already been vomiting periodically, explodes. We see him somehow still alive with his chest cavity wide open and his heart beating within. Number 13. 4 Weddings and a Funeral.
There's a sort of greatness to your lateness.
Thanks, it's not achieved without real suffering.
Made on a modest budget in the early 90s, nobody thought 4 Weddings and a Funeral would be a hit. But of course, it was, shooting Hugh Grant to newfound stardom.
He used to work at Vogue, lives in America now. He only goes out with very glamorous people. Quite out of your league.
Well, that's a relief. Thanks.
To think he'd been about to quit acting before 4 Weddings came along. It follows Grant as Charles, who continually runs into an enigmatic American, Carrie, played by Andy McDowell, at numerous weddings.
I always worry I'll go too far, in the heat of the moment.
Uh-huh. How far do you think too far would be, then?
It's funny, it's charming, it's absurd at times, but underneath all the irony and awkward moments, there's an enormous heart, with the film covering love, loss, and everything in between. and the older you get, the more relevant it feels.
You see, I feel sad when you're sad. I feel sad, feel glad when you're glad.
Number 12, Chicken Run.
I wasn't on holiday, Babs. I was in solitary confinement.
Oh, it's nice to get a bit of time to yourself, isn't it?
Here it is, the other Aardman film that you were promised. And be honest in those comments, you knew it was going to be Chicken Run. Starring Julia Sawala as rebellious chicken Ginger, Chicken Run is a parody of classic war films, notably The Great Escape, as the chickens plot to break out of their brutal poultry farm and fly to freedom.
They're chickens, you dolt! Apart from you, they're the most stupid creatures on this planet. They don't plot, they don't scheme, and they are not organised.
At the time, it rapidly became the highest grossing stop-motion animated film in history, and, as of 2026, it still is. Every emotional beat is struck perfectly, with flawed but likeable protagonists, a romance, and one of cinema's all-time most frightening villains, in the form of Mrs. Tweedy.
Pushy Americans, always showing up late for every war. Overpaid, oversexed, and over here.
Number 11, A Fish Called Wanda.
Yes, I wonder if you could have put me through to the police. Yes, hello. Sorry to trouble you, but...
Here's a film that practically crackles with comedic electricity from its very first frame. John Cleese's 1988 crime comedy farce is deliciously dark, gleefully rude, and ferociously funny. Cleese himself plays a straight-laced barrister drawn into a diamond heist gone wrong, while Jamie Lee Curtis, Kevin Kline, and Michael Palin complete one of the finest comedy ensembles in film history.
Well, could I have your autograph anyway?
Yes, certainly.
Thanks. I'm studying aspects of your legal system. I'm American.
Oh, really?
Palin steals every scene he's in as the stammering animal lover Ken, while Kline plays an insane but ineffective former CIA agent. Few comedies have managed to be simultaneously this funny and this clever.
You're a very attractive man, Ken. You're smart. You've got wonderful bones, great eyes, and you dress really interestingly. We could have a lot of fun together, you and I. And I think we'd be really good for each other.
Number 10, The Italian Job.
You're only supposed to blow the bloody doors off.
More crime. The Italian Job isn't just one of the greatest heist films ever made, but also one of the funniest. Charlie Croker, played by a young Michael Caine, has a plan to steal a fortune in gold bullion in an elaborate Italian robbery. Everybody remembers The Italian Job for how it ends, though not how it starts. Following an elaborate nail-biting car chase over the Italian cobbles, going up and down stairs, over roofs, and even through the sewers in 3 Mini Coopers, the gang gets the gold. And then, disaster. Their bus careens out of control, the back swinging over the edge of a cliff. The gang are stuck at one end, with the gold at the other.
Hang on a minute, lads. I've got a great idea.
Number 9, In Bruges.
I'm not being funny, we can't stay here.
We've got to stay here until he rings.
Well, what if he doesn't ring for 2 weeks?
Then we stay here for 2 weeks.
While there's just as strong a case to be made that In Bruges is an Irish film, starring Colin Farrell and Brendan Gleeson, it's certainly more of an international production. Farrell and Gleeson play 2 hapless hitmen who are sent to Belgium to lay low after a botched assassination.
Do you think this is good?
I think what's good?
You know, going around a boat, looking at stuff.
Yes.
It's the chemistry between Farrell and Gleeson that makes In Bruges so watchable, even as it becomes increasingly absurd. And it's no wonder that the duo reunited over a decade later for another dark comedy, Banshees of Inisherin. Chaos is waiting for Ray and Ken at every turn, in a film as brutal as it is funny.
Now this is more like it. Proper holidays. 1 gay beer for my gay friend, 1 normal beer for me, because I am normal.
Number 8, 4 Lines.
Don't muck about, because the battery's going to go. Sit.
I was mucking about, but I'm not mucking about.
Well, you can't sit like that.
Only Chris Morris would have been brave enough to make a film like this. Led by Riz Ahmed, now an A-lister, Four Lions follows a group of British Muslims as they plan a devastating attack.
Look, the way to stop the feds tracking you is very simple. You eat your SIM card. Get your SIM cards out. You remove the SIM card. And, yes?
Can I cook, man?
Morris co-wrote the screenplay with fellow comedy greats Jesse Armstrong and Sam Bain, the former of whom would go on to make Succession. And all that writing talent was definitely necessary to make such a potentially controversial film work. Although, Morris has said that he didn't set out to make anything contentious.
You realise if I don't come with you to Pakistan, bro, Islam is finished. Listen, bro, we need you over here to keep a lid on things.
In the end, there was no real outrage about Four Lions. It's just that good. Even if YouTube will still flag us if we tell you in any more detail what it's actually about.
I'm a mujahideen, and I'm making a scene. Now you're gonna feel what the boom boom means.
Number 7. Carry On Camping.
These girls have led very sheltered lives. They don't even know what boys are.
The critics may not like the lowbrow innuendo of Carry On, but the public certainly does. That's how over 30 of these filthy films got made. All focusing on sight gags, double entendre, and other bawdy humour, Carry On is both extremely dated and somehow timeless.
What's a nice girl like you doing with an old cow?
I'm taking her to the bull.
To the bull? Oh. Couldn't your father do that?
No, it has to be the bull.
It has to be the...
Camping released in May 1969, at the dawn of the Summer of Love, when everybody was at it in dodgy campgrounds around the world. They just don't make films like this anymore. And we're sure a few of you remember watching it long before you were supposed to, or to see a glimpse of Barbara Windsor in that memorable aerobics scene.
Now really, let's see those chests come out. And fling!
Number 6. In the Loop.
Have we heard anything from Malcolm about last night's interview?
No, not yet.
Perhaps you didn't hear it.
Well, maybe he's dead.
He might be dead. He might have finally had that massive stroke he's been heading for.
What if the thick of it took place in a parallel universe? Well, you'd probably end up with something like In the Loop, in which only Peter Capaldi is returning as the same character he played in the BBC classic. Chris Addison, Joanna Scanlon and Tom Hollander are here as well, but all in new roles, or at least they have new names.
It's going to go really stale by the time...
It'll be fine.
It's not fine.
It's fine. I'll wear stale pants.
I don't want to go out with someone who's wearing stale pants.
This time, we're following Tucker as he deals with foreign policy, trying to settle a dispute between Britain and America, with the legendary James Gandolfini playing Lieutenant General George Miller.
Chinese okay?
Why don't you order me some little mammals, okay? A little bunny and a little puppy and little cats.
Armando Iannucci would go on to lampoon American politics even more directly, making Veep for HBO 3 years later.
You're being portrayed as the biggest twat in Northamptonshire, and that's going south.
Number 5. Dr. Strangelove.
After all, let's face it, we don't want to start a nuclear war unless we really have to, do we?
Yes, though it deals with American politics, Dr. Strangelove is technically a British film, shot in the UK and starring Peter Sellers in 3 distinct roles, and we'll take any excuse to talk about it.
So you gay, autistic about it before, eh? You war mustang for it.
Gentlemen, you can't fight in here. This is the war room.
Dr. Strangelove follows the efforts of insane General Jack Ripper as he goes rogue and tries to trigger a nuclear war, ordering his fleet of B-52s to head straight for the Soviet Union and let loose. Meanwhile, the President, one of Sellers' roles, deals with the inherent absurdity of the Cold War and tries to warn the Russians so that they can avert the apocalypse.
Now then, Dmitri, you know how we've always talked about the possibility of something going wrong with the bomb.
And of course, there's Dr. Strangelove himself, Sellers again, constantly trying to stop himself from making a very particular hand gesture.
You mean people could actually stay down there for 100 years?
It would not be difficult, mein Führer. Nuclear reactors could... I'm sorry, Mr. President.
Number 4. Monty Python and the Holy Grail.
Oh, I can't take him like that. It's against regulations.
I don't want to go on the car.
Oh, don't be such a baby. I can't take him.
I feel fine.
Well, do us a favour.
This Python-esque outing was their second feature film, but the first that consisted of wholly new material with its own narrative and plot. Starring Graham Chapman as a hapless King Arthur, we loosely follow Arthurian myths as he collects his famous knights and tries to find the titular Grail.
Didn't know we had a king. I thought we were an autonomous collective.
You're fooling yourself. We're living in a dictatorship.
Along the way, they have to contend with politically motivated peasants, an extremely durable knight, violent demands of the shrubbery variety, and, of course, a killer rabbit.
What are you going to do, bleed on me? I'm invincible!
Every scene has a line or a moment that has been quoted or replicated, and yet the calibre of comedy is so high that we're not even tired of hearing "it's just a flesh wound" or "your mother is a hamster."
We are the knights who say... Ni! No, not the knights who say ni. The same!
Number 3. Three Flavours Cornetto.
Are they still out there? Yeah.
Maybe it's a cop-out for us to combine all 3 Cornetto trilogy entries, but can you blame us for not being able to choose? All starring Simon Pegg and Nick Frost, along with a regular cast of other well-known faces. Shaun of the Dead, Hot Fuzz, and The World's End each feature a different flavour of cornetto as a key motif.
Dan says he's got a child's mind.
Okay.
Lives up Summer Street with his mum and his sister.
And are they as big as his? Who? The mum and the sister?
Same person.
There's truly something here for everyone, whether you want one of the greatest zombie films of all time, the only movie that makes British police look cool, or a heartbreaking romp about midlife crises intersecting with an alien invasion. You're covered.
Nah, just a lot of junk.
But more than the cast, it's the frenetic, stylish filmmaking of Edgar Wright that makes them iconic.
WTF, Gary? WTF? What the fuck does WTF mean? What the fuck?
Number 2. The Lavender Hill Mob.
But I was in the unique position of having a fortune literally within my grasp. For it was my job to supervise the deliveries of bullion from the gold refinery to the bank.
We're picking this film to represent the Ealing Studios catalogue, though you can't really go wrong with any of its mid-century hits. The Lavender Hill Mob follows the antics of Alec Guinness and Stanley Holloway, playing bumbling, aspiring criminals Dutch Holland and Al Pendlebury, respectively.
Here's a little speciality.
They have a plan to steal a cache of gold, smelt it down, and recast it as little Eiffel Towers that look like cheap souvenirs. Then all they have to do is get to France and sell them, which is easier said than done, and it doesn't sound that easy to begin with. It was a smash hit, and remains one of the funniest and most acclaimed British films ever. Number 1. Monty Python's Life of Brian.
Now you listen here. He's not the Messiah. He's a very naughty boy. Now go away. Who are you? I'm his mother, that's who. Behold his mother.
We know you knew that Life of Brian would be number 1, but that doesn't make it any less satisfying now it's here. So controversial that EMI withdrew funding for it, after which it was famously rescued by none other than George Harrison. Life of Brian has aged like wine.
And the roads. Well, yeah, obviously the roads. I mean, the roads go without saying, don't they? But apart from the sanitation, the aqueduct and the roads... Irrigation, medicine...
Graham Chapman is again in the leading role as the Pythons' go-to comedy straight man, as Brian gets involved in anti-Roman activism, all to impress a girl. He eventually gets mistaken as a genuine prophet, which, of course, leads to his crucifixion at the hands of those violent Romans.
You know what they say? Some things in life are bad. They can really make you mad. Other things just make you swear and curse.
The film ends with possibly the best and most iconic song Eric Idle ever wrote, which is certainly saying something.
So always look on the bright side of death.
Be sure to let us know in the comments what the Romans have ever done for us.